when that came on. Hello all, let us set up, shall we? Oh god, this isn't plugged in. There we go. Hello all. So, we're going to play a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy today. I haven't actually played this on stream before, which is going to be an interesting experience. I have played this... Yeah. When? I'm alright, thanks for now. Okay. How do I log into stream? Hello. So, I got a bit distracted there. Yeah. Good, okay. To check we were on there. Hello, so I have actually played this game before. I did one whole playthrough of it, and then I've done, well, as you can see, I've had my Hufflepuff playthrough, the not Gryffindor, that's not a Gryffindor. That's my Hufflepuff one, which is 77 hours and a whole 100% completion for the field guide. This one, so I finished everything on that one pretty much. There's like a few things I haven't done, but then there's this one, which is I didn't finish the main quest, but I finished the Sebastian Sallow quest line. And then there's these two, who Gryffindor and Ravenclaw respectfully, and I have done an hour of each because basically I went through the motions of doing it all over again. So I'm going to be starting a new playthrough, which is painful because it means I've got to sit through the opening hour again, because it takes like an hour to get through like the first bit, and it's so irritating because it takes an hour to get up to the stage where you have a wand and you're able to attend classes and you're able to do shit, so it's very, very frustrating. So yes, I'm debating whether we should start a new one as a Hufflepuff. I tried to have one of each house while I'm doing this. So, you know, I am tempted to kind of just pick up where I left off with these two, because as I said, I've literally, I think I did like, yeah, a couple classes. I got up to Weasley after class, so I've done Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts, which isn't great, because obviously I want to be able to be like, yeah, we're gonna go, so that I think this is just after Charms class, and then you've got Defense Against the Dark Arts, so I might restart it, I'm not sure. But I think because I have 100%ed this, like if I show you my last few save files, I've 100%ed this. It's literally just me now with all my magical beasts pissing about, so it's fun. This was a character I made as well, so as you can see, not all of these are me. Some of these are like... I like that the boy is taller, and I don't know why. I think I'm going to start a new one for the Hufflepuff. I don't know, because as you can see, I've finished everything with the Hufflepuff playthrough. I got up to level 40 and I've done all of the quests. And I've done like all the side quests. I've 100%ed the field guide, and so the only thing really to do on it is like Merlin trials and stuff. So it's, yeah, it pains me to do it because obviously I have these two. Obviously I've already started playthroughs of these, so I think I am gonna have to start a new character. I'm gonna have to start a new playthrough as myself. We're gonna start another new playthrough. This will be my 5th playthrough I've started. This is gonna be fun. So just to clarify, none of the money, there was no money involved. I didn't pay any money for this game. I got a gift voucher for Christmas, and I used that gift voucher to buy it from John Lewis back in May. So yeah, I didn't pay money for it. Before people come at me, this is a trans-friendly place. This is a very inclusive, trans-friendly place. I might move that camera up because it's oddly focusing on my tits a bit. Yeah, we're a trans-friendly group here. So, you know, I'm kind of channeling a little bit Hermione Granger today, aren't I, with the hair? It's because I spent an hour crimping it. Anyway, so yeah, this is a trans-friendly place because, like I said, none of my money went to J.K. Rowling. Arguably, does she still benefit from me having a copy of it? Yes. But it wasn't money that I spent for me. For me, my problem with buying Harry Potter stuff firsthand now is that it's like, it's my money that I've worked hard, especially because I work with children. I'm like, I don't want any of that money going to her, especially because this past year there has been a child who had, you know, a 6-year-old. So you, obviously, you know, a 6-year-old comes up to you and says, I want to be a boy when I'm older, blah, 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 blah. You know, you got to take it with a grain of salt, really, because it's a 6-year-old. So you don't start shoving all of that gender stuff on them, but it's like, still, I think it just, for me, I was like, I don't want to spend any of my money on stuff. And the thing is, she's a fucking billionaire. Whether I buy a copy or not, it's not going to impact her. But I want to make it clear right now that we don't support J.K. Rowling on this stream. I'm very vocal about not supporting J.K. Rowling. And I will say it repeatedly during this playthrough. I'm very vocal about not supporting her. As I've said, does she benefit from me having a copy? Yes, but the point of it is that my money did not go towards this. I did not spend money on this. Anyway, so I have played this through before. I want to be very transparent. I've played this through once, all the way through, done a whole 100% playthrough, which is why we're restarting on the 100% playthrough, because it's did everything. I'm going to be playing as myself, I think. I don't think I'm going to give myself a different name. I'll be going back to playing as myself. The other profiles you see are playthroughs I have been doing in other houses, because I wanted to experience the other houses. And the only reason I didn't choose one of those for this playthrough is because I'd already started them. So it felt to me a bit just, you know, I've already skipped. I mean, I know it's like in the grand scheme of things, it's an hour out of 77 hours of playthrough. But at the same time, it's also just like, I feel a bit uncomfortable not doing a full playthrough, going from the beginning. So I felt it'd be better if we'd started a brand new playthrough. So let's see. What have we got? I don't actually read the letter. Anytime I've started a playthrough, I have not read the letter. Okay. It doesn't say a name, it just says, we are pleased to inform you that you've been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year student. Term begins on 1st September, preliminary supplies have been collected for you and will accompany you on your journey to the castle. As you may be aware, the decree for the reasonable restriction of underage... I can't say that out loud. The decree for the reasonable restriction of underage sorcery. Fuck me. Should we start that again? The decree for the reasonable restriction of underage sorcery prohibits the use of magic by those under the age of 17 outside school. We knew this already. However, due to your unique circumstances, the Ministry has graciously agreed to allow Professor Eleazar Fig to help you hone your spellcasting before escorting you from London to the castle for the start-of-term feast and the sorting ceremony. Yours sincerely, Professor Weasley, Deputy Headmistress. Okay, cool. So now we're going into character creation, which is one thing I will be giving critique about this game, because it's not my first rodeo playing it. So I will be giving critique. I won't be sitting idling and just wondering, because I've had 4 different playthroughs to wander about and idle. So anyway, I feel bad because I've done 3 of my playthroughs as a woman, like as a girl, and then I've got 1 playthrough that I've only done an hour of as a boy. But we're gonna go with another girl just because it's supposed to be me, and it's, you know, let's start with a base. Let's start with the base. So I will agree that the customization... See, this makes the characters look much prettier than they actually are in-game, though, I won't lie. The characters in the game do not look this good. At least not on the PlayStation, they don't. So I'm pale. I'm like a vampire. So she's gonna be pale, I think. Actually, yeah, we'll go the second palest, I think. Just because my sister is paler than me, so I feel a bit bad putting the single palest colour on her. You see, these make it look like there's so many different face types, but there actually aren't, like, when you get into the actual gameplay. We might have to come back to this. So, hairstyle. I love doing playthroughs where I have this hairstyle, because my mum walks in like, the fuck? Probably, it's difficult trying to figure out which one is closer to my hair colour. I think at the moment my hair colour is kind of giving off that vibe. Like, it's not ginger, but it's not really brown. That looks a bit blondie. I mean, naturally I'm quite a dark blonde, but my hair, because I dyed it brown, and now the brown is washing out, it's kind of got like a bit of a tinge to it, so I think we'll go with that one, with that hair colour for now. I might change that in a minute. See, this hairstyle looks like, you know, Anne of Green Gables when she's older. You see, if we're trying to make her look like me, my hair changes very regularly. You see, I like this hairstyle. My hair is not that long, but I do like that hairstyle because it's one of the ones that gives off a bit of a Hermione vibe, and I like that. I think this time last year when I cut all my hair off and I asked the hairdresser to curl it, it looked a little bit like that. I won't lie. You see, most of these hairstyles are quite basic. Like, you've got a braid going down the back, and then you've got, oh, short hair. I think when I did my first playthrough, I started off, the character had, was it this hair? I think it was that hair, and then because I was seeing it for hours at a time, I got sick of fucking seeing it. Like, I won't lie, I got sick of seeing it. I mean, we could have some funky hair. I like the idea of giving her a funky hair colour, just to change it up a bit. See, okay, we're kind of going into darker colours here. I think maybe that one. Let's see. And then this is, oh yeah. You've got a lot of buns here. Like, that's a bun. That's a bun. That's kind of like, well, that's not a bun. That's like a curly little bob. Then you've got the Hermione hair that is this, and I love that. I love that hairstyle. I think that's a good hairstyle. But I kind of want to... See, you've got this one, which I think one of the characters actually does have in this game. Then you've got this one. This one is definitely like Hermione in the movies, I think. Then you've got like another bun. This one's another bun. Kind of the... It looks like there's a lot of hairstyles, but there actually isn't. It's quite limited. Like, there's so many different buns. I know we're in the 1800s in this game, but yikes. See, that one kind of looks like Newt Scamander, and then this one, if you've played this game, this one is a bit of a Gareth look, which I like. This one's kind of ominous as hair, and then if you go here, where's... That one's kind of ominous on a bad day. This one is giving off a bit of a ballerina bun vibe, which I'm into. And then, yeah, we go back to the braid. There was one that was giving off Sebastian vibes, but I don't know if it's only when you play as like a bloke you can see it. It's not. It might be that one. I think I'm just having trouble because of the. Because obviously I've got the girl face equipped. It's like I can't quite see it, but no, I'm not gonna give myself dreads. I think we're not gonna do that today. Right, I've had that hairstyle before. That's probably the shortest I've ever had it, actually. See, if we wanted to be a little bit funky, we could like give her really, really short hair. Like, not that one. What was the one I was looking at? That one is Sebastian's hair. That one. I recognise Sebastian's hair. That one's Sebastian's hair. I think, yeah, like, you could be really, really funky and just, like, give... You could have any kind of haircut, really. I'm just saying, like, boy haircuts, because it's typically boys. I shouldn't generalise, though, should I? I'm thinking... I don't know, guys. This is the hardest thing for me when I play games, is deciding what my character is gonna look like. Like, I spend ages poring over it, and I don't want to spend... Because you can change their hair later on. I think because today I've got the crimped hair, we are going to start off with this hair. Could change in the future, but we're going to start off with this one. This is a much bigger style that I'm currently wearing, because my hair is dead. But as you can see, it's got a bit of crimp. I've spent ages just crimping it. I think the back is flatlined. Yeah, we'll go with this. Also, that one's got a side part. My hair's kind of parted more towards the middle today. But we'll go with that one to start, and then we can always change it later on when we go to Hogsmeade. So then the complexion. I feel like I should get rid of the freckles for a start. I'm not very freckled. I would love to say that I'm freckled. Let's see what we got. We got freckles. I'm assuming we've got moles. Yeah, the mole's on the wrong side of the face, but that is essentially yes. Because I've got a mole here. I wish we could like flip it. To be fair, I've got moles all over my face, so it is kind of difficult to be like, oh, mole. I think we'll go with that one, and then... She looks quite ruddy cheeked in that one, actually. I like that, ruddy cheeked. I don't know, it looks like I'm trying to make her attractive, but I'm really not. I like the idea of having a cut across the nose. Obviously, this doesn't have to look like me. It doesn't have to. I'm just kind of trying to get a general vibe. I like the idea of her having a scar. Did I give myself a scar in the last one I played? I think I did. I did give them scars. I like this one because it kind of reminds me of, you know, Ellie from The Last of Us, because she has like a cut on her eyebrow. So I think we'll go with that one. You can kind of fill in the gaps about why they have like, you know. So my eyes are quite blue. What colour eyes should she have? I think we should give her... Well, my eyes are like a bluey grey. But I like the idea of having bright blue eyes. Like I said, this doesn't have to look like me. It, you know. You know, it's my playthrough. We can make her look as sexy as we want. That sounded wrong, doesn't it? She can be as sexy as she wants. I'm not going to fiddle about with the eyebrow shape. I think this is a good starting point. I like the face. I'm not sure about the face shape. I think maybe that one is closer to my face. It's difficult. I mean, this one could be me. She's got a bit of a round face. Wait, I'll take the glasses off. What do you think, guys? I could kind of see it. Like I said though, in the actual playthrough though, like when you actually get into playing, you don't see difference whatsoever. Okay, this one's kind of good. Just, I'm gonna flick through them to see what comes of it. You see, some of these are like much too slim. I would love to say I've got a slim face, but I don't. I think we should maybe go with this one. I think maybe that one's giving off my vibe a bit more. She looks pretty. She looks quite pretty. She looks nothing like me, so she looks pretty. So we'll go with that then. I think yeah. And then if we turn her around, yeah. I mean, Yeah.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Oh, I like that you can change the pitch as well.
A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be concerned about. That was quite something. I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade. I am indeed a student, but I could very well be able to help you. A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be concerned about.
I don't think my voice sounds like that, does it? Was it a few cobwebs and some dust?
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
I know voice 1 is actually one of the actors from Heartstopper.
It was wonderful. I believe I'm really going to enjoy this class.
A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be... That was quite something.
I think I'm going to go a little bit lower pitch, and then we're going to go with an easy. Don't judge me, okay? I've played this enough times to know that I can't do normal. I've got a playthrough on the go where it is normal, but we're streaming, so I have to look good. Right. So, I think we're past the point of me trying to hide what my fucking middle name is at this point. Like, let's be honest, does anyone care? I don't care. There are like 20 people with my surname and my first name. I don't give a shit. Right. Yeah, dormitory, witch or wizard. We're a witch. We're gonna go with witch, I think. Okay, let's just start. Before I start second guessing myself. But no, if it looks like I'm like trying to stick my finger in my mouth, it's not to be gross. I've got a wisdom tooth coming in, and I'm not sure if there is like a lesion on the wisdom tooth or if it's decay
It's a pity
or
we didn't
what.
have a
It
bit
doesn't
more time to
hurt until I start poking
I
it.
presume you've been
It just feels weird. Like usually it feels weird when I've got like a sore in my mouth. So I don't know if there's a sore on top of the wisdom tooth that's coming in or what. Because at the moment it's either like the wisdom tooth. I think either the wisdom tooth is coming in and it's hurting, or I think there is like. Well, it could be a like a mouth sore or an ulcer or something. Because I'll be honest, I drink a lot of Coke.
I've apparated to more vaguely defined destinations than this.
Anyway, I'll talk in a minute when they
I
finish
may have
this.
miscalculated slightly on my first try. Gave quite the fright to some theatre goers in the West End.
He's so nice. It'd be a shame if you died
When
the
I
first
received
time.
your
Really,
owl, I
wouldn't
must
it?
say I best not speak here, Eleazar. Of course. Why don't we speak en route to Hogwarts? We have a start of term feast and a sorting ceremony to get to.
Wonderful idea. As long
See,
as
I
you're
like
in
starting the
charge,
mind, but we're
doesn't
not gonna.
Not at all, sir.
After you.
We can always
Ages
change it.
since I've
Like I
been to
said,
the
they do let you change your
Would be
hairstyle.
good
So
to see
I'm
the
not
old
gonna.
pile of rocks.
Let's not stress over the little things. The point is that we're playing. See, I like this detail that there's no festrals. You can't see the festrals. And then something happens and you can't see them. That's already cool. No, I feel Union Jack. Someone perving on us. It's not a Harry Potter game unless someone's perving on us. But yeah, as I was saying, if you hear me going like that or start drinking weirdly, it's because I've got like I said, I think it's either the wisdom tooth's coming in at an angle, or there's a sore, or I mean, I've tried looking down there and I can see something there, and I don't know whether it's an eruption cyst, which is a cyst that forms when the tooth erupts, or if it's what's it called? Because like because I've got like a white bit kind of towards the like. When I was kind of feeling my way around and looking, I was like,
I caught you before you left the Scotch.
I can feel the edge of the tooth
barely.
poking out kind of towards the inside of my mouth, and then there's another
And who
white bit I
is
can
your
see.
travelling companion?
So there's like a bit of gum, and then there's a bit of white
A
again.
new student.
New?
We'll talk about my teeth again.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
I'm starting school as a 5th year.
They don't explain why I'm starting school
It
as
is
a 5th
indeed.
year.
None
They're
of
just
the
like, yeah, no,
faculty
you
has
weren't
ever
here
heard
for
of
years
anyone
1 to
being
4.
admitted to Hogwarts
Your magic
so
wasn't
late.
strong enough then.
Nor have I.
Of course, as the other 5th years will have been honing
It's
their
like she hasn't
magical skills
transferred from
for 4 years now,
Beauxbatons
the
or
headmaster
Overton
asked if
or
I could get our
Durmstrang
new
or whatever.
student up to
She's
speed a
just-
bit before the term begins.
You can fill in your own gaps about why she
you
wasn't at
couldn't have
Hogwarts
asked
before
for a
this.
better mentor. Professor Fig is not only an exceptional teacher, he's also a remarkably intuitive and gifted wizard.
Mr. Osric is prone to flattery. I dare say it's one of the reasons he's risen so far at the Ministry.
Have you seen this?
I am going to talk about the goblin
Opinions differ
design.
as to how great
I
a
just
threat
don't want to talk
Ranrock
over
really
cutscenes,
is.
because that's one of my biggest sins as a gamer.
Although I've yet to convince my colleagues at the Ministry, I believe he is a significant threat. And it was your wife, Eleazar, who alerted me to his activities months ago.
Miriam? How?
Oh, Miriam.
She wrote to me about Ranrock before she died. Wondering what the Ministry knew about his activities.
We've moved on from Griphook to Ranrock.
Before I could respond, I received
Bogrod.
this.
Actually, no, do you know what my favourite one is Bogrod?
It
That's
was
actually a
the
really
last
good
thing she
compliment.
sent me,
Bogrod.
Eleazar. It came to me via her owl, but with no correspondence. I can only assume
That she had to get rid of it quickly to keep it safe.
presumably from Ranrock. I cannot open it. Whatever magic protects this is powerful indeed.
It looks like goblin metal. That symbol.
I like that he's showing us, like, we would know
I
what
don't see a
goblin metal
glow.
is. Bearing in mind, we haven't been in the
Nor do
wizarding
I.
world for the past 4 fucking years. When most students at Hogwarts would have been at,
Merlin's beard? How did you...
Wait.
And like, look, I get that they had to come up with a story for the game. Oh, there we go. Bye, George. Oh, George, I'm sorry. I do like that. I do think that was quite clever. That you didn't see the Thestrals, and then that happened, and you saw George die, and then you're like, oh, I can see Thestrals now. That makes sense, because you can't see Thestrals until you've seen someone die. So, you know, you've got to have seen death. Actually, is it you've got to have seen someone die in front of you, or you've got to have known someone who's died? I'm not sure which. Either way. Well, that happened quickly.
Are you all right? You're hurt.
Perhaps a bit.
Take this. It's Wiggenweld potion. That stuff will right you in a second.
Right, okay, heal.
What happened?
Poor George. I can't believe he...
Can I
What
look
the hell
around
got
yet?
into that damn thing? Attacking a carriage mid-air? A typical dragon would never...
Professor? Sir? Where are we?
I'm not sure. But that key you discovered was clearly a
Oh, they
portkey.
must have patched it up, because I remember the first time I
An
played
item
this,
enchanted to bring whoever touches it to
my
a
little
specific place.
jacket tail was like flapping about. Like when I was sitting on the floor, it was flapping about all over the place. So they've obviously fixed it since
I would,
I've played it.
but stay close. We've no idea who created this portkey.
Unless
Oh,
I
why?
would say, is it something that happens on stream? Like it's suddenly working perfectly, but I don't think that's the case. I do wish they'd given her more comfortable shoes. I mean, look at that. She's wearing heels, for fuck's sake. Not high heels, but still. No one wants to wear heeled shoes when they're going to school, for fuck's sake. This is also conveniently a place we never come back to after this tutorial.
Farther from London than the... We're somewhere in the Scottish Highlands.
Sir, those ruins. Do you
The
think...
portkey was meant to lead us there. I do. This has not been the day either of us expected. But Miriam sent that portkey to George for a reason. And I believe that she, and now George, died in pursuit of whatever it was meant to lead to. If you're sure you're all right, and wouldn't mind indulging me, I'd like to have a look around.
Absolutely.
No,
sir.
Professor, I want to go to fucking
Let's
Hogwarts
see if we
already.
can find a path, however faded it may be.
No, look, listen, alright? I get it. It's a game. They had to come up with some kind of story. Like,
Mind your
some kind of
step.
main story amidst all this Hogwarts walking around simulator. Yeah?
Where do you suppose your wife
I just
got
wish the
book
story
that
had
brought
given
us
us
here?
more at
A good
Hogwarts to do
question.
and less travelling.
Miriam spent years
Around
searching
the
for
place
evidence
to
of a
do.
long-forgotten form
That is one of my
ancient magic.
gripes about this game, is that you spend more time walking around the outside.
Ancient
So like
magic.
Hogs, not so much
Yes.
Hogsmeade, but like Upper
Powerful magic
Hogsfield,
wielded by a
Lower
rare few
Hogsfield,
Seems to
Arranshire,
have been lost to time.
Brockborough. Trying to think of the other places. Morrowind? Is that what it's called?
Castle was
Feldcroft.
built
Actually, I don't
by
mind Feldcroft
and
because
is
that's where
itself a
Sebastian lives.
stronghold of that ancient magic.
We're gonna
I
hopefully
don't
meet
know
Sebastian
where she
today.
came into
Hopefully
possession
we'll get
of
to
the
that point in our
book,
playthrough where we meet Sebastian.
but I am certain it was to do with that search. Ah, there's the path down below.
Oh.
This way.
That rolled off the thing. oh, okay, alright.
But sir, why was your wife searching for evidence of lost magic?
Miriam wanted to understand
Oh,
why
yep,
such
she rolled off the
powerful
place.
magic disappeared from the
I've got a
wizarding world.
wand.
Spoke of the good it could do. But magic is no different
It's a
than
second-hand
any
one.
power. What really matters is the one who wields it.
Ah, yes.
Is that ice?
It's not cold enough here. It appears to
I think
be
I could still
wooden
smash it
enchantment.
open.
Someone wanted to block this path. Let's see some of that wand work you were practicing. Focus on the center.
There we go.
Excellent!
Yeah, I know how to do this. This is my 5th fucking playthrough of this tutorial. I wish there was an option to just skip this tutorial. I know for story reasons it's there as well, but it's just this whole segment where we've got to walk around here and I've got to learn how to do basic cast and I've got to go to Gringotts. Spoiler alert, I've got to go to Gringotts. I've got to do some Gringotts shit. I've then got to go to Hogwarts.
Ah, up there.
It's just tedious. It takes an hour to do this. It does. It takes like an hour.
We're close now. It's just ahead.
And it's like, I get it. Alright, the first time it was quite tedious. We're now on the 5th playthrough and it's extremely tedious. It's boring. I just want to get to Hogwarts.
Steady yourself. Reparo!
Oh, that dramatic music. To be fair, the soundtrack of this game is really good. I can't argue against that. The soundtrack is in fact really good. It's I don't know, just the Reparo dramatic music.
Almost there.
Almost, we're there. It's like, I just want to get to Hogwarts and start the fucking shit up already. You know what I mean? I want to start learning the Cruciate.
Why would someone have built this here?
I suspect they valued
That's a
their
joke, that's
privacy.
a joke, by the way.
That portkey led us here for a reason. Let's have a look around for anything that seems out of place.
I mean, we're out of place, Professor. Do we count? Yeah, I know how the minimap works. I've been playing this for 5 bloody playthroughs already. Right.
Professor, it's a mural of some kind.
Perhaps our host was a noted seer. Interesting.
Or maybe our host was just off his fucking nut. Who knows?
Professor, this statue...
This may have been his home.
Who the fuck is it supposed to be? Merlin? Rackham? No, it's not Rackham, is it? This is oh man, all the oh, what is this opening? Oh, okay, it doesn't have the we don't have the field guide yet, that's fine. I was like, oh, what's it gonna open us?
Enchanted crystallized stone again. But what could it be blocking?
Just so you guys
What's
know, I
this?
will be sorting
Professor Fig!
myself into Hufflepuff. Because as I said, I like to have a playthrough for every single house going on. So, you know.
How odd. Why would someone have conjured that enchanted stone
You see
here?
me rolling.
And how is there a room behind it?
What room? I don't see anything.
There's that glow again, like the glow on the portkey container.
Come on, let's hurry this up, Messy.
What in Merlin's name? Godric's heart.
Where are we?
None of the other
don't
transitions
believe it.
happen like that, by the way. When we go from place to place like that, none of them happen like that after this, I think.
Hello?
Right, there's something... Okay, I did say we were going to talk about the goblins, didn't we? This is the perfect time to talk about the goblins. Yeah, okay, so... I get it, alright? This is a very, very anti... I'm probably going to get the word wrong. Anti-Semitic? Anti-Semitic? I don't know if it's anti-Semitic or anti-Semitic.
Just a moment.
I'm just going to say anti-Jewish. It's a very anti-Jewish caricature, isn't it, if we're being honest with ourselves. The hooked nose and the... I know people are going to say, oh, if you're seeing it as representing a Jewish person, that's on you. But that's not what I'm not
Vote
Jewish.
number 12,
But I
presume.
know people who are Jewish and have expressed
Precisely.
discomfort about this, about the hooked noses,
key.
about the Star of David on the floor of Gringotts. Like,
Oh, yes, of course.
you know, like whether it was something that
This way, then.
she who must not be named did subconsciously or whether she intended it, I don't know. But either way, there is obviously this preconceived stereotype of Jewish people,
After you.
and you know, basically likening them to God. I'm explaining it horribly, but do you know what I mean? Whether maybe, and I'm giving her some credit here, which I
Keep your
probably shouldn't.
hands
Maybe
inside
she
the
didn't
car
mean for it to
if you
come
don't wish
across
salute.
as anti-Jewish, as an anti-Jewish stereotype, but it is an anti-Jewish stereotype. This portraying Jewish people as being hooked-nosed, greedy, money, hungry.
Vaults are there in Gringotts.
You know, that's where that stereotype of goblins comes from in folklore.
Number 12.
So-
As we speak, we're just beneath the main lobby. The vaults are
Whether
sitting
she
beneath.
meant for it to use that stereotype, knowing that it is a stereotype and a caricature and whatever you want to call it of Jewish people, I
Could have
don't
arranged
know.
for such a service.
But it is, and it's... I mean, you could argue set designers, what the fuck were the set designers thinking, putting the Star of fucking David on the floor of Gringotts?
All washes away all enchantments. It's a
But,
security
you know.
measure.
Experienced the thief's downfall before, have you?
Heard of it?
Well, if you've watched the Deathly Hallows Part
These
2,
are
yes.
the lower vaults that we're passing now.
How deep are we?
And so going forward,
Vault
yeah,
number
we
12,
do need to
which
talk
commissioned
about,
shortly after
obviously,
Gringotts was founded
J.K.
over
Rowling
4
being translated,
centuries
and we
ago.
also need to talk
It
about
resides in the deepest
her,
parts of the
frankly,
bank.
abhorrent views for other
Siblings,
minorities,
with quite a
so
distance
for
to
Jewish
go.
people, for anyone who's not white, cisgendered, heterosexual, abled. You know, I personally, I think any desire I had to have a proper conversation about her kind of dropped when, you know, excerpts of her strike book or something last year came out. And just very mockingly the way she described the online disabled community as being like losers who have nothing better to do, and you know, like kind of like doing a parody almost in her book of what, you know, some of the disabled communities social media bios say. So like saying spoony, blah 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 blah, this and this, and it's just like,
Professor, the armband that God
I
was
don't know.
wearing.
It's also like the thing was, oh, of course the pro family autistic
I saw
girl
that same glow on the
was taken in by the terrorist
We were
organisation.
just wondering about that goblin back there.
Which is just such bullshit, because if you know anything about the autistic community, we're very fucking stubborn.
There anymore?
I think we're smart enough to know, actually, I'm not going to be taken by terrorists. Like, you know, if it's not something that we believe, like if a guy came up to me, I know, I think it's more like, I'm not saying that all autistic people are able to resist terrorists and cults, because that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying it's because of autism that someone would be encouraged to join a cult, and it's just bullshit.
For hundreds of years.
Because it's like,
no one has
I mean, I am an adult,
12.
so I'm able to consciously see, like, I would hope I'm consciously able to see the signs of someone trying to either convince me or someone I know or a child in my care to join their cult. You know, I would hopefully notice the signs. And I think here's the thing. I've done a lot of safeguarding on terrorism because I do work with children. So obviously you have to be aware when you work with children. You know, it's very unlikely, thank God, but it's something you have to be aware of, is are they exhibiting these signs of being kind of groomed almost to join this fanatical organisation or this
12 indicate that I am to grant access to the holder of the key
this
and then
group
close
that's
the
the
door.
terrorist group. And so I think my only complaint about my safeguard training in that regard is that they were very descriptive about, you know, like Islamic terrorists, you know, signs that children have joined, like, are being coerced into Islamic terrorist groups. But they don't talk about, like, children being coerced into far-right terrorist groups. So I think we need to start calling far-right groups terrorists.
No time like the present.
I didn't mean for this to turn into like a political commentary, but it's true. We need to start calling the far-right terrorists, because they are fucking terrorists. And I say this as someone who was at a protest recently, and I had to stand there while all these far-right lunatics who don't even live locally shouted and screamed things at me.
There, I saw
which is a whole other story.
Move a bit closer and try again.
So, you know, any desire I had to have a conversation or to kind of try to see things from her view disappeared rapidly.
A door.
Well,
I mean,
that's a start.
My desire to do so anyway was already
I don't
very low
suppose you
by
see a
last
way
summer,
to-
but after
I
that
do
it was just cemented
that
how much
symbol has the
I
same
fucking
glow as
despise
the one I
the
saw on
woman.
the portkey.
Like, if you put me in a room
If
with
what
her,
you can see reveals the
I'm not
way
saying I would
forward,
beat the shit out
then
of
I
her.
dare say we are about to discover
But I
the
would,
secret of this vault.
let's put it this
Lead the
way. I would just not talk to her. If she tried to talk to me, I'd be like, no, I don't want to talk. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk. You know what I mean? And it's just, you know, because I know I would get very angry and I would...
Lumos.
I would do...
This is no ordinary
Even though I'm not
vault.
trans, I would do
I
the trans
suspect we
community a
need
great
to earn
disservice
our
by
way
trying
out
to
of here.
stick up with them, because I know I get very heated and very angry, and so I end up causing more damage than I end up fixing.
But to what
So
end, I can't
I'm happy
say.
to stand
Stay
with people.
close.
I just don't think
There
I
will
should
be
be
no
this way.
disapparating if things go poorly. Not
Because
out
I
of
get
Lumos.
angry and then it reflects badly on the people I'm trying to help. So, you know. But yeah, just yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's just,
I see something up ahead.
What is it?
you know, there is
That's
so
glowing
much we could talk
but
about
on the
in
floor.
regards to that woman's bigotry. You know, like I said, it's not just trans people, it's not just Jewish people, it's not just the disabled community. I mean, look, I'll be honest. I think it was a massive red flag when on Pottermore she wrote
When I move towards
that
the glow,
wizards and
suddenly feels
witches
as if the
do
ground
not
is
have
swirling about.
muggle disabilities.
Are you all
They
right?
don't have...
Yes, sir, I'm fine.
Well, I don't know what it was, like,
You seem to have
boring.
caused the
No,
floor
it wasn't
to
boring.
change.
It was like...
That statue.
What
I don't know what the
statue?
expression she used was, but it was essentially
I
akin
see
to the
some
word
sort of
boring.
statue, but only
Or
as a
simple, like, I don't
reflection
know
in the floor.
what the phrase is, but it was like, oh, that's why, you know, if you're in a wheelchair, you can't go to Hogwarts, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, wizards wouldn't be in wheelchairs, kind of thing. And it just,
There must be something to that reflection you're seeing.
just really, really, really fucking pisses me off.
Revenge.
Oh,
I presume this is what you saw reflected in the floor.
It is. The reflection's still there, but the statue's positions don't match.
oh, come over here, come over here.
Wait. When you moved, the reflection turned in the direction of the light.
Perhaps you should cast Lumos.
Or you could just follow me. dickhead. I feel really bad. I actually really like Professor Fig, but when I started playing this, I thought he was going to be evil. So I was just being such a bitch in my head to him. I was like, you're a dickhead, Fig.
Well done.
Now the reflection is turning towards me. It does follow the light.
Follow the light. Believe in the firefly. Had to. I'm sorry, I had to. When you're lost, look for the light. Believe in the fireflies. Ah! They didn't really do a great job at teaching me magic. If the fact the only spells I know how to use at this point are Lumos and a basic cast and now Revelio. Oh, I have to. Oh. Come on, swing at me. Fig, stop! I need them to swing at me, you dickhead. Come on, swing at me. There you go, swing at me. For God's sake, Fig! I was trying to get him to attack me. Thank you, dear God.
Stay close.
Stay close to Professor Fig.
Lumos.
I'm gonna cast Lumos just in case. Oh, never mind.
Professor? Professor Fig? Professor, where are you?
Oh wait, it's telling me to go
This
this way.
isn't
Okay, we're
good.
gonna follow the trace.
Where
Follow
am I
the trace.
supposed to go? What's
Follow
happening?
the traces of
The
magic.
wisps of magic seem to be leading me somewhere.
Into fucking walls.
Oh, that's where they're leading me. That glow again.
Right, we're doing this again. But yeah, just yeah. If you're a,
Revelio. I suppose I'm on my own this time.
if you're a fan of J.K. Rowling, I just this is not for you. Being my friend is not for you if you think J.K. Rowling is in the right. I'm like, my thing about TERFs is that it's like, yes, you're entitled to your opinion,
Revelio.
of course, but then I'm
seems I
equally
have no
entitled.
choice. I'm going to have to
Like, if
fight
you're
them.
entitled to your opinion, then I'm equally entitled to say that you're a fucking bigot. You know what I mean? You're entitled to be a bigot, but then I'm also entitled to call you out on your bigotry. That's my thing on it. You know what I mean? And like, I have actually seen videos where, like, you know, like, it's like, oh, TERFs versus trans activists or whatever, and you know, there are TERFs out there who, I hate to say it, but like, they're able to argue nicely about it without being a dick. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there are some of them who I don't agree with their views, but they aren't especially hatred to trans people. Like, they're kind of, it's difficult to explain without coming across like I'm a TERF myself, which I'm not. It's like they're able to say, oh, I don't agree with people being trans, which is bullshit anyway. But it's like, they're like, I'm not. I think what it is there's some of them who are like, you know, I don't think trans women should be able to, you know, be in women's sports, etc, etc, etc. But they aren't like saying trans people should die. They're not saying, oh, I don't, you know, they're like, they're able to be polite to trans people, and they're able to be decent human beings, is what I'm saying. You know, like, I watched a video today and it was like trans people, and then there were like de-trans people, and I think the thing is, everyone was talking about how other trans activists were being really kind of aggressive, and I was just sat there thinking, actually, I think all six of the people in this discussion pretty much were able to argue relatively nicely, and they were all able to express their opinions and debate without it descending into like a fucking like aggressive battle. You know, there are a few moments where it was a bit like you know, there are a few moments where I was like, oh, that was a bit rude. Like, there was a couple of times where I was like, that's a bit rude, that's a bit... And it was coming from some of the... I think it was coming, not from the trans people. I think it wasn't like they were being rude, it was kind of just like they were like...
There you are.
Like, oh, you were misdiagnosed. You
How
were
did
misdiagnosed.
you-
Kind of talking over someone who was due trans.
is
And
this
obviously
place?
that's not indicative of the whole community. This is three people who were talking about their own experiences.
That is no mere
And I
basic.
think it's something we do need to
That is
talk about,
offensive.
because
For viewer
I'm
memories.
very solidly, I stand with trans people, and I believe in
I
gender
wonder-
and I care. But I do understand where some of the... I do understand some of the concern, like the people who are genuinely concerned, and I do understand it, you know, about children having surgeries. And I'm not very well educated on the issue of
Follow
trans
my
children
lead.
doing surgery, you know? I'm not very well educated on that, so it's not really my place to speak on it either way. I've always thought that allowing someone to dress and use the pronouns they most identify with, whether that matches up with their biological sex or not, that's always been my view. Like, for example, if a child came to me and said, you know, so say you got a 10-year-old, and you know, so like a 10-year-old came up to me, or I was told, for example, this is not a case. I haven't been at camp so far this summer, but say like I was at camp, and like a 10-year-old came up to me, and you know, the manager said to me, okay, this is a 10-year-old who was born a boy, but they identify as a girl. I would just be like, okay, cool. It doesn't hurt me or anyone else or anyone to be able to be like, okay, use the correct pronouns, use the chosen name. It's not going to impact me. You know, allowing a child to wear a dress regardless of their gender or identity doesn't impact me. I don't give a shit. I used to go around wearing Peter Pan costumes. I don't see why a boy can't dress up like a princess, or why some, you know. I'm not saying that you know, like I'm not saying that trans little girls are you know what I mean. I'm very much of the belief, like, fuck gender. To be fair, fuck gender. Gender is bullshit,
Yes, sir.
but
Astonishing.
Can I see magic?
Traces of an ancient magic, to be precise.
I kind of just talked over that
The
cutscene.
magic that Miriam had always
But you
believed
know what I mean?
existed.
I do understand some of the
But
concerns
could never-
when they're genuine. You know, I feel like if you're saying,
and perhaps
like,
George
say like the
died
people in
in
these
pursuit
videos
of
I've watched
knowledge
who are
that has
actually
been
able to
dormant
argue
for
articulately
centuries.
and not just fall back
you,
on
it seems,
total transphobia, who
are
are
the key to
actually
understanding why.
trying to understand each other's viewpoints. That's the kind of discussion I would like to
Someone's
have.
coming.
Because I feel like I would like to be in a room where everyone has a different view, but they're discussing it eloquently, and no one's kind of being hateful towards someone else, you know?
I was right.
Oh, it's this dude.
Ramrock.
Alexa,
My
let there be light.
reputation precedes me. I was beginning to think no one was ever going to visit Rackham's vault.
And why are you here?
Yeah.
No need for that. Just give me whatever it is you found here and we can let bygones be bygones.
How about I don't?
Sir, they had the key to the vault.
Choose your next words wisely.
I only meant that the instructions to Vault 12 were quite clear. Sir, I must insist. I was to grant access only to one with the key, and you did carefully.
I've always been confused
I
about
have
whether or
no
not goblins
patience
can
for
use
traitors.
magic, or if they have their own type of magic.
No.
I don't understand.
Where were we?
I'm not giving you anything.
Well, perhaps your young friend here will be more helpful.
Well, that pissed him off. Well, that's not good, is it?
you all right?
Fine, sir.
Me? Fine.
I've never seen so powerful a goblin. He seemed wholly unaffected by my magic.
To be fair, I have played the end of this where you have to fight Ranrock, and I think you're all just using the wrong type of magic. I managed to take him down with Archeo, Confringo, and what was the other one? Was it Levioso?
Wanted someone with your ability to end up here. Come. We have a sorting ceremony to get to.
You ready? You ready? You ready? They are milking Hedwig's theme for all she's worth, aren't they? They've milked this theme to death. I'm begging you. Get a new Harry Potter theme if you're going to remake Harry Potter. Which, by the way, is the whole thing I'm against. Do not remake Harry Potter. I will admit that seeing Hogwarts always gets me. That's just something I can't help. Because Harry Potter has been a part of my life longer than it hasn't been a part of my life. Like, I was 11 when I got into Harry Potter. I'm now 25 and a half. You know, coming up to this September, it will be 14 years since I became a Harry Potter fan. Because I got into Harry Potter when I was 11 and a half years old, and I'm now 25 and a half. So coming up to this September, it'll be 14 years since I started year 7, which will be 14 years since I got into Harry Potter. So, because I remember I was in year 7. I had just started a secondary school. And that's why I connected with Harry Potter, was because I was like, oh, Harry and Hermione are starting Hogwarts, I'm starting secondary school, because it's the same age. It's the same, you know, the Wizarding World, Hogwarts is the Wizarding World equivalent of a secondary school. So it's, you know, anyway. That's, you know, it's tricky. Yeah, there's a lot I want to say, but I'm trying to enjoy it, because I do enjoy it. It's not the best game I've ever played, but I do enjoy it, so.
I'm no expert, but that seems more appropriate. Now, I need to study this locket as soon as I can, but first I must contact the ministry.
I thought I've got a pink hood.
They need to know what happened to George and be warned of Ranrock. For the
I don't think it's
moment,
supposed to be pink, I think it's just my eyes are
this
shit.
evening between you and me.
It is, it's like a pinky purple.
Thank you.
I know that's basic,
that
they have to have a basic attire, and then they get given the correct house tie and the correct house colours later. But it's still. Oh, there he is. Phineas Nigellus Black.
Phineas Nigellus Black.
I do like that we actually get to see Phineas Nigellus Black, who in the books is serious as he's Hogwarts' least popular headmaster.
Fig, nice of you to join us.
And you got like, is it Simon Pegg doing his voice? Oh,
There were
it's great. I love it.
complications.
Complications?
It seems the goblin problem has...
Enough. Goblins. I've no time for rumours, Fig, and I'm rapidly losing whatever patience I had left. If you're lucky, we might still be able to get you sorted this evening.
Just serious. Going. He was Hogwarts'
I'll be in
most
touch.
hated head teacher of all time. And you can see why he's awful. But like, I don't know, he's kind of funny. Oh, that's... Oh, Duncan! You're a coward,
Professor
Duncan!
Weasley, we've one more to be sorted.
We don't like... We're slandering Duncan in this house.
Have a seat.
Fuck Duncan. Alright. It's gonna put me in Hufflepuff because this is connected to my Wizarding World profile. So every time I start a new game, it's like, do you want to be in Hufflepuff? And I've had to say, no, I'm trying to do one in each house.
Yes. a bit older than the others, aren't you?
Sorry, just age shame me.
You come here with preferences and preconceptions. Certain expectations.
I can't wait to explore, because you don't actually do a lot of classwork here.
Castle and grounds.
I thought there'd be more classes involved.
Much can be gleaned by having an adventure.
I thought there'd be more classes involved, but there
Your
isn't.
professors have a great deal to teach
Do you like
as
one
well.
class of each topic?
You do not give up easily, do you?
Yeah, it's going to put me in Hufflepuff again.
You are undaunted by challenges that lie ahead. And your loyalty to a friend delayed your arrival here this evening. Perhaps you belong in Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff! Yeah, no, I am a Hufflepuff. We are going to do Hufflepuff. I had to have a moment there. Look, Hufflepuff House is known for patience, loyalty, and hard work. Hufflepuff is the best house, and if you disagree, you're wrong. Hufflepuff! My second choice would have been Slytherin though, because in Slytherin you get to be Sebastian and Ominous, and I just love Sebastian and Ominous. Oh yes, Poppy! I forgot Poppy was in Hufflepuff!
Oh, and one more thing. Due to the unfortunate injury on the pitch in last spring's final, this year's
I'm just watching
Quidditch
Kagawa
season
in the
has
back.
been cancelled.
Lucan.
Enough! It's not as though I've banned flying altogether, but don't tempt me. You are here to focus on your
Sebastian!
academic futures.
And Imelda, but still
I'm
Sebastian.
sure you will have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow.
Lucan doesn't look very impressed.
I'm sure
We don't just slander Duncan, we also slander Lacey Rhymes, isn't it? We are full on slander Leander in this
Quite
house.
an entrance. It's lovely to meet you. I'm
Professor Weasley, would you be so kind as to show our new student to their
So
common
we've got a Weasley
I
and a
shall see to it,
Pruitt
sir.
here. Obviously Gareth is
as I was saying.
Professor Weasley's
I'm Professor
nephew.
Weasley.
So it makes me think, is Gareth and Pruitt, Gareth and Leander
it is my
ancestors
distinct
of the
honour to show
Weasleys
you
that
to
we
your
know and
common
love?
room. Right this way.
Just four. Who just left the sorting hat there?
It's quite
But no,
uncommon
if you
for
don't
us
think
to
Hufflepuff
begin
are the
such
best
a year.
house,
Might
and if
be
you
a little
don't agree
work,
that they've got the best common
but I'm
room,
sure
you're
that's
wrong.
never
I'm sorry, but you're
stopped you
wrong.
before.
Our
It
common
hasn't,
room
Professor.
is next door to the kitchen.
Now, here we are at the entrance to
Best
the
house.
Hufflepuff common room.
It's the best house, and we don't
This
have to
is
go
the
up
entrance.
70 flight of stairs
I
to
will
get there.
explain what to do, but I hesitate to do it myself as one errant knock leads to being doused in vinegar.
So you have
Next
to
up,
tap the barrel.
You must tap the barrel, two from the bottom,
Two from the bottom, middle of the second
in
row.
the rhythm of Helga Hufflepuff.
Helga. Couldn't it just be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 like that? Ooh.
Well done. Now go on.
My
in
character
and
looks a
get
little
some
bit too
sleep.
excited
You have a
about
big
it.
day ahead of you tomorrow. I shall be back in the morning to collect you for your first class.
Thank you,
I was
Professor
speaking
Weasley.
actually.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoy your first night at Hogwarts.
Just let me sleep in,
Sleep
Professor.
well.
Also, look, I know I'm wearing a Gryffindor top. I've had this top since I was about 16. It's a wonder I can still fucking fit into it, actually. Bear in mind, I had this when I was 16, and I have put on considerable weight since I was 16. Because when I got this t-shirt, I was still doing dance.
Oh, looks like everyone's gone.
So maybe it was just really big when I got it. I don't know. Apple. Yeah. You see, look at our common room and tell me we do not have the best common room. I mean, look, you've got your a painting above my bed. Your paintings above all the beds. Look, you've got wardrobes. You've got, where is the potted plants hanging out off the ceiling somewhere? Not here. Oh, you've got a wash basin as well, isn't there? Look, you've got sunflowers. See, look how lovely our common room is. We've got plants hanging off the ceiling. We've got little cosy cubby holes you can sit and read in. We've got the best armchairs. You know what I mean? I spent years thinking I was a Gryffindor, but now I'm convinced I'm a Hufflepuff, because this, if you asked me to choose which house would immediately feel like home, it's this one. Because look at it. It's gorgeous. You've got plants everywhere. You've got armchairs everywhere. You've got the little cosy cubby holes. Our house ghost is not a total dick. And he's actually quite sweet. He's called the Fat Friar. We've got a picture of a cat here. Is that a cat or a Kneasel? I think that's a cat, because Kneasels are a lot fluffier. Do you see what I mean? You know, we have the best common room, and that's indisputable, I'm sorry. Like, if I show you, look at this. We've got big, dusty tomes of books. Right, so to Adelaide, Arthur, and Lenora. We've got an owl here. I'm going to talk to them. 1 second. I just want to have a look around. Look. Little lamps for doing our reading. We've got a little music player. Oh. Do you see what I mean? We have the best common room. We have like a game of chess going on over here. I know they do that in Slytherin as well, but
since Black clearly has no interest in his. Good Black's children are too young to attend Hogwarts. I'd hate it if my father was headmaster.
oh, we've got like pumpkin cake, pumpkin pasties.
I would not take another step until a house elf polished it away for him. Horrid man.
Professor Weasley must be exhausted doing her job as well as the headmaster's. We're lucky to
I'm just listening to gossip now.
How much longer do you think Black will be headmaster? I have family in America. Wonder if I could transfer to Ilvermorny and come back when he's
Oh,
gone.
Ilvermorny.
Professor Black glanced at me the other day in the Great Hall. I spit out my breakfast. Not sure it sent the right message.
I just like to spy on people because I'm nosy.
You been to the Owl House elves have fallen a bit behind with cleaning this.
It is weird though, because I'm hearing them talk and I'm like, oh, that's Ominous's voice. And it's Leander's voice, even though that's not Ominous and Leander, that's their voice, because the voice actors do background characters as well. Okay, here's Lenora.
There you are.
Which one's the one whose aunt is low-key having an affair with
She's
Professor
awfully
Garlick?
illegal, isn't she? Is that your owl? I don't know who she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here. Owls choose their own company anyway.
I don't know if it's her or if it's another Hufflepuff.
You're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself. Especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know.
Humble. We're humble.
I am a bit concerned. I haven't.
Not that these actually make a difference, I've noticed. You can be as bitchy as you want, it makes absolutely zero fucking difference.
Being that far behind, I'd feel so inadequate. Of course.
Bitch, your nose is about to feel inadequate when I pummel it.
Working Hufflepuff, you'll prove yourself in no time. I'm hardworking too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw.
Well, you're full of yourself, so you definitely should have been a Ravenclaw. Sorry, Ravenclaw.
At least people have always told me so. I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly. Well, mustn't keep you. You've such a lot to do. Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw? Well, my brothers were. They both work in ministry now. I suppose you could say that wit runs in the family. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've always had plenty.
I think it is her aunt who's having it off with Professor Garlick.
Valor, daring. The old sorting hat was spoiled for choice with me.
Wasn't he?
It was nice meeting you, Lenora. Of course. Adieu.
There's always at least one in the common room that you dislike, isn't there? I'm trying to remember who it was in the No, not Gryffindor. Gryffindor was probably Leander. Leander. We live for the Leander slander. Hello, Amiga Mac. How are you? It has been a long time. It has been a long time. And I'm doing something I never thought I'd do. I'm actually playing Hogwarts Legacy on stream, which I was never intending to do, but here we are. Right, I need to find... Oh, okay, that watering can came out of nowhere.
He's got you. You don't need to be frightened, little
Oh, you Arthur. Can I just stand and watch him for a minute? Yeah,
Arthur's got you. It's all right. You don't need to be frightened.
In short, I got really sick. I've been really busy. It's been a number of things. That's why I haven't been streaming. So sickness, busyness.
Hope they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone
I think he's got a little bow tie.
I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes.
I'm trying to remember, there's actually some voice actors in this who were in Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts before this.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
I think is he the one who did
one of the first years, I think.
Lee Jordan?
Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
Oh, nice. Shame. I think magical beasts are incredible. We're channeling our inner Newt Scamander.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible.
Yeah, I was sick on and off for about 4 months. It was really bad. I had numerous sore throats, and then it was like chest infections, and then it was I'm meeting Matt Smith, so I really need to get better, and then it was I've got school, and I had to go on a school trip because there's a lot going on the last few months.
Don't want them to be late on their first day.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I think this guy is like 30. If he was playing Lee Jordan, who was like 14 in 2001, I think the guy must be nearing 40 now. So it's.
Have you ever had a pet, Arthur?
No, my mother's a mother.
Yeah,
and as soon as the pumpkin that my dad brought home stuck its tongue up her nose, it went right back to the shop.
Lovely. There's 2 people we hate in this school, that's Leander and Duncan.
Try not to get lost in the castle yourself.
I love the memes about Duncan on TikTok. That's just because Ominous really fucking hates Duncan, and it's so great. Where's Poppy? Poppy! I wish we could talk to Poppy. Poppy's the best. Poppy. You know when they say like, what is your Hogwarts life going to be? Mine would be as Poppy's best friend. There's Helga Hufflepuff. I would want Poppy as my best.
Oh, Uncle, this doesn't sound like you. Something's wrong.
I really love Poppy.
Hello there.
She grew on me, and she's like my bestie. I love her.
I'm Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right?
Oh yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle.
But yeah, is it the guy? I don't know if it's the guy who played Lee Jordan. I could have that wrong.
Were you really nearly gobbled up by a dragon?
And then also, I think the guy who does Leander, and he does a few other voices in this game. He was young. He was a young Newt Scamander in the Crimes of Grindelwald film. So he was like a young Eddie Redmayne, and he actually does look really like Eddie Redmayne. It's actually quite scary.
That one is true.
It's quite scary.
Not the typical start to a new school.
Yeah, so I think I spoke about this before, but it has been a while.
Well,
so
anyway,
it's
I imagine you have.
What it is, obviously, I
didn't. You have a wonderful first day.
I didn't want to pay money for it because I was like, oh, I don't want my money going to J.K. Rowling. But then the school I was at back at Christmas, they gave me an £80 gift card for John Lewis, and then because of that. The argument is, technically it's the parents who bought it, even though I'm the one who actually, So, I've already fully held my hands up and been like, I'm a bit of a hypocrite, because I sit here chatting shit about J.K. Rowling, but the fact is I have just bought this game. Well, I say just bought it, I bought it back in May. But then, my other argument is that I didn't want to play it on stream, because I was like, I don't want to be seen as supporting her. But then I thought... I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I thought everyone knows I fucking hate the woman, so I don't think anyone would think I do support her.
I'm sure he just wrote it in a rush.
Yeah, it's
nothing to worry about.
Alright then.
Adelaide. Be seeing you.
Of course, and good luck.
I don't like that they all have this like sticky uppy collie.
Professor Weasley is waiting for them outside the common room.
Oh, hi Poppy. You're so nice, Poppy. You're too nice. I do like the Hufflepuff common room. It's just, this is, out of all the 4 common rooms that I've seen, this one definitely is the one I could definitely feel myself wanting to be at home in. It's just so nice. Yeah, she is such a weirdo. Her bodyguard threatened me at a movie premiere. That's the closest I've ever gotten to talking to her face to face, is her bodyguard threatened me. And it was just the most random thing, because I was standing there with my friends, and then he just comes up to me like,
now, in light of your unique
are you going to cause trouble?
Joining us as a 5th year,
no, what are you talking about? I'm standing here with my friends behind a barrier. I was like, it's a movie premiere. I'm here to see Eddie Redmayne. Like, go on. He just comes up to me, you're going to cause a problem. You're going to be a problem. Be nice. I was like, I'm literally just standing here with my friends. Like, having a chat with them.
With the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
Oh, is this the field guide?
Here you are.
It's a book. See, if it were actually me, I would have dropped that book. I wouldn't have caught it. I would have just gone, oh shit.
So that you master all
like that.
that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Can I just say, they paint all of this game as like you've got a choice, but you don't have a choice.
Thank you, Professor.
Slightest about anything in this game. Nothing's a choice.
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer.
They're like, oh, you shouldn't use unforgivables, but if you use them, there is zero consequence for it. It's like, use Vada Kedavra to kill an acromantula? No one saw it. No one cares.
This way.
Because like the alternative is, oh, you get sent to Azkaban, then what? Your game's over.
Opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding.
I know what this is. This is the so if you tickle the pear,
something like the field guide when I was
it opens the kitchen and you can go in there and you can eat food.
To be alert to your surroundings.
See, this is why being a Hufflepuff is the best choice, because you are literally around the corner from the kitchen. You can just go in and be like, oi, house elves, make me a snack, please. Obviously, don't phrase it like that, be polite, but you could literally just go in there. Hi, Winky. Can you give me a snack, please?
We'll see what the guy
Oh, hello. I have to say the funniest thing in this game is just every 5 steps. Revelio. 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 Okay, field guide challenge. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Right, I want this one. Here we go. Oh god, that's so painful. Look at that. Look at how much I haven't done.
Clever, isn't it?
Is it?
Keep your
I don't
eyes
know.
open for more opportunities like that and outside of the castle.
I'm not trying to like direct hate any of the other houses, by the way. I have I love all the houses. It's just I am a Hufflepuff. So Hufflepuff is always going to be the best house to me.
Perfect opportunity to show you how to use blue flames to get around a bit.
This reminds you of Bully. I have actually played Bully. I have. It's that one where you're that kid Jimmy, isn't it? And then you can like go to classes or you can skip classes. And it's I have played it. I didn't finish it, but I played it and it was really fun. I think you can actually play it on this on PlayStation 4 now. Right, so we're here. We want to go here. To Central Hall, I think. This does kind of remind me of Bully, I won't lie. Yeah, I hate that it takes like an hour just to get anything done in this game. It's just so... Like, we started this an hour ago. And we're still on tutorial, essentially. You're basically in tutorial for like an hour, which is just annoying. And you can't skip it. You can skip the cutscenes, I think, but you can't skip the tutorial, because the tutorial is the story, and it's like, oh, for God's sake.
And here we are, quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly
like, you start
to
with like
Central
basically
Hall.
3 spells, and it's like, those those 3 spells are essentially Revelio, Lumos, and Basic Cast. And I mean, well, I say Revelio and Lumos, you don't even start with those, technically. You learn them in the first, like, 20 minutes.
So to speak.
See, I don't remember this being in the films, but alright. Oh, I just ran straight into Fig there.
You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes.
You see what I mean? You do 2 classes.
And I'd like to be sure you get to
and then I think in some missions you do like 1 class, then you don't do that class again. You do like assignments for the professor, but you don't actually go to class.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells.
Yeah, so at the beginning the tutorial was like how to look around, how to walk, how to do basic cast, how to climb on things.
Entertaining wizard.
But now it's kind of just like giving you a tutorial on the castle, where it's like, oh, here's your field guide. I'm going to show you for the umpteenth time how to use the field guide. I'm going to show you what this is for, how to flu travel.
Against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of defense against the dark arts is required for those who aspire to become aurors. Fortunately, we are lucky to have
Hey, back, Jim. Is this how we started off, or like no, you customize your character fully, so you can choose to be guy, girl, whatever, and they have a boy voice and a girl voice, and you can like customize the pitch, so you can like lower the pitch, or you can like heighten the pitch.
Professor. Hogsmeade is the only
but yeah, it's
in Britain. And is home to an
they give you to be fair, the customization is quite varied, but to be honest, like when it comes to when you're actually playing, like in cutscenes, you can kind of see the customization a bit more, whereas when you're actually running around playing, there's a significant drop in the quality of the faces. So your facial customization kind of disappears.
Your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time.
But they do, I think, you can't change your face after the customization at the beginning, but you can change your hair. So that's nice.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
I'm afraid there isn't, because I'm a liar.
Sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
See, I tried to make her look a little bit like me, but I didn't realise till we were actually getting into the game. I was like, oh, well, her hair isn't quite the same colour as I thought it was going to be.
Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new 5th year with a solid foundation in the basics.
But I am curious to know what her relationship, like what her link to Molly and Arthur is. I'm guessing Leander must be an ancestor of Molly.
It seems.
And then Gareth must be an ancestor of Arthur. Because obviously Molly, before she got married, was a Pruitt, and Leander's a Pruitt. And then Gareth is Weasley. So I'm guessing there's some kind of link there.
Professor? Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you.
I don't need to, Fig. We know how to use a map.
And remember,
I've played video games before, I know how to use a map.
It will be invaluable to you.
I like there's just a book page flapping about in the background as well.
Using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in
also, you can choose your house, by the way. I don't know if that's obvious. You can choose your house. I didn't immediately get into Hufflepuff, they do let you choose.
And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Ah, Hogsmeade. I'm most excited to meet Sebastian. Sebastian. That's what we're most excited about. Fig, must I talk to you? Can't I just go to Defense Against the Dark Arts already?
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
Hardly. I went, there's nothing to it, Professor.
I did try to evade her questions, though I feel a little deceptive.
I don't know what's going on with their collars. Like, why are all their collars like?
She suspects we're not being entirely.
That's so weird.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to Phineas, my jealous
Now,
black again.
As capable
he was quite
as you
unpleasant last time I spoke to
believe
him.
the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards
To be fair, the
guide
staff
you.
at this
of
era of Hogwarts do seem more.
And so that I may avoid another not so subtle
capable,
reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guides
C word,
map?
but it begins.
Unfold it and have a look.
It also means capable, I think. I just can't remember what the word is.
What does it mean?
What's it called when you're like adept?
A what?
So like the staff, if I'm saying they're capable, but it's a different word, not capable. I have no idea what word I'm looking for.
The map is enchanted to help you
No,
find your
it means
way.
they're capable. They're good teachers. They're actually good at their jobs.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade.
I don't know. There was another word in my head that just
including
went
your
out of my
own
head.
wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an
Oh, I do
exceptional
like Mr.
craftsman
Ollivander.
and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Owls. I like that they call them owls and newts. I don't really need the charm compass. I know where I'm going. I like that the doors won't open because they've got to load the next section. So we're in the courtyard. There we go, Transfiguration Courtyard. Ah yes, Defense Against the Dark as well. But yeah, this does seem to be the most capable team of staff members at Hogwarts in this era. If we're being brutally honest with ourselves. Because in Harry Potter's time at Hogwarts, let's be honest, the team teaching were not exactly brilliant, shall we say. They were not the greatest teachers, some of them. McGonagall was. Snape, arguably, depending on if you were in Slytherin or not, arguable. I don't think those are from a Flitwick, to be fair. Oh, we're going to meet Sebastian!
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in
See,
your
Professor
own time.
Hecat is the
I
best
get
Defense
new
Against the Dark
students
Arts
every
teacher,
year,
other than
but I only
Remus
have
Lupin
one
I've seen at this
Edwardian
school.
Black Skull.
Every other Defense Against the Dark
It was
Arts
a
teacher
token from the
I've
great
ever experienced in a
poacher
Harry
raid of
Potter game or a Harry Potter
1878, no
book
doubt
or
you've heard.
movie has been utterly
Now,
dire.
You may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast
Yeah,
about
the doors probably do open faster than PS5. But I've got a shitty little PS4 because I'm poor and I can't afford a
Very
PS5.
little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark
Just
wizards.
Leander has the
many
most
times
punchable
than I care
face,
to
look at
remember.
him.
Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso!
I do like Sebastian's a little bit fruity. He's got like
Care to defend yourself,
oh
Master
yeah,
Boy?
he's standing there with the cocky little. I do
One
love
thing
was
I've learned
it
as
things
an
the
unspeakable
players
is
are
the
most
value
looking forward to
of
Hogwarts Legacy.
simplicity,
Meeting
especially in
Sebastian
the heat of
specifically.
Now,
The
let's
horniness
practice what
jumped
we've just
out.
learned, starting with something small.
Which feels weird because these are teenagers technically, but still. Right. But no, I will admit, Sebastian Sallow. Oh. Sebastian and Ominous, arguably the best NPCs. Arguably. Other than Poppy.
Levioso.
There we go.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
I just don't think PS5 is worth it all. It's been 3 years and there's basically no game worth buying it for. Exactly. The only time I've ever considered it was like, I think the last... Oh, there's Ominous. Heck, come on, the poor boy's blind for fuck's sake. So, but yeah, like, I think it was that The Last of Us had like a PS5 upgrade. And I wanted it because the graphics were updated, and I thought, there is literally 0 points because I have it on PS4.
This time,
so it's the same game. It's just upgraded graphics for 60 quid, which is not worth it, quite frankly.
Now, the basic cast.
And then they're going to release a PS6 at some point anyway, if we're being honest with ourselves. Get wrecked. There's Sebastian.
Very good. But the best way to practice is...
See, I like trying to find moments where Ominous is doing something he shouldn't be doing because he's blind. Like when he's reading.
Now, I want a fair duel.
Just, I didn't pay fully for the PS4, I got it second hand and I paid half of it with my sister. So. Oh, okay. Alright, we're gonna wreck Sebastian. Alright, boyfriend. Yeah. Come on, boyfriend. Not even gonna give you a chance. Not even giving him a chance, the poor lad.
Use the basic cast when your opponent's guard is down.
Come on, I'm gonna give you a chance.
Protego. Complicates things.
Oh, the triangle's just frozen. There we go. I'm just wrecking him. Don't even give the poor child a chance. I love how they paint this jewel as like, wow, she's really good, and it's I've literally just did nothing.
For a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I was so unsure about him. I was like, and then it turns out he's just a flirt. He's just a massive flirt.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Hufflepuff.
Thank you, Professor Heckert. Glad
well,
to have
when he fought Draco, that is a really, really good part. In the dueling club in the second movie.
Great things from you. I demand excellence from my students.
Mash those
They are
buttons.
capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it.
My funniest thing is apparently Heckert is not actually old. She's actually quite young. But her job before teaching made her look this old. It was that stressful.
Understood.
Oh yeah, Draco. I'm so pleased that I can say, with all honesty, I never had a Draco in halfway phase as a Harry Potter fan.
Again.
Never.
Well done today. I shall reach out soon.
Never. I've never had a Draco or a Tom Felton phase.
All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class
Where is Sebastian? That's Everett. That's Arthur Cressida. Oh, look, there he goes. There's Ominous. You can tell it's Ominous because he's got his wand with the red tip. Because he's blind, so he can't see anything. Alright, boyfriend, let's talk.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert.
All it did was levitate him.
Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
It was, yeah, it was.
Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Why does he talk like every single word is he's flirting? Every word is a flirt somehow. I don't know how to describe it. It's like everything he says is flirting.
Excellent.
Even the most benign of
I was
things.
right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned?
Do you know what I
We'll see
mean?
if your
Somewhere
performance today was sheer
unsanctioned.
luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested.
Oh, I'm very interested,
Till next
Sebastian.
time.
Give me a call in 10 years, yeah? Oh. Hello. Right, I think we're gonna leave that. Maybe, I don't know. Just, I don't know how everything he says just sounds like he's flirting with the character. It just... A young Wallace from Wallace... You're joking. Please tell me you're joking. He doesn't look like Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. I actually did watch Wallace and Gromit recently. I've been watching a lot of Wallace and Gromit recently. So I just think it's funny that you've just said that. Oh, there he is. How did he get over here? Just gonna block him. Hey, babe. Hey. Oh, the way he talks. Yeah, there's something a bit weird about the way that they talk in some of these cutscenes. I will agree. Oh, I feel like I'm going in circles. What the fuck am I on? Oh, that's not ominous. Every time I see like a blonde boy walk past, I'm like, ominous? And it's not. Is that Sebastian again? I'm like, I know we're in the same classes, but Jesus Christ, Sebastian, you've just apparated across the floor.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Boy, leave Professor Ronan alone. Professor Ronan's awesome.
Get back to the lesson.
Not terribly comfortable to sleep on, I'd imagine.
Professor Weasley.
Why are people so rude? There's just too many voices going on. You've got the ghost of Eddie Cleaver running around. Oh, there's Ominous. Hi. Do you see what I mean? He shouldn't be reading. He's blind. Oh, that was an unfortunate zoom. You see, he's blind. He shouldn't. I know he's not even got his wand out. That sounds very wrong, doesn't it? He hasn't even got his wand out. Can you see his eyes? He's got really pretty eyes. It's a shame he's blind. It could be a Braille book. I think Braille was created before this period of time, but yeah, it is just funny. Like, I think I've seen animations where he's checking his pocket watch, and I'm like, you can't see your pocket watch. What are you doing? But yeah, no, his name's Ominous. Because when I saw his name in like text writing before I played, I was like, oh, what's that? Is that Omin? I couldn't pronounce it. And then they said Ominous, and I was like, Ominous. I know they name their kids some weird shit in this universe, but Jesus, Ominous. Wait, I think this game is set in 1890 something? 18?
Here.
It's like really, really late 1800s, I think.
There is an open seat
Oh,
here.
it's Natty.
Thank you.
I
Hello,
like Natty.
I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
I like Professor Ronan. But I do find it funny that Hogwarts is actually more diverse in the 1800s than it is 100 years later. Like, you look at the Harry Potter movies, there's no diversity whatsoever. Then you come back 100 years, there's a lot of diversity. It's great.
With the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
Right.
Now, everyone, please
I
open
was
your
saying they all
textbooks
look
to page
evil.
517. But before we begin, can anyone here
Alright,
tell
I think
me the
we'll have to do
difference
charms
between the incantations of the
next
color change
time because
and growth
I
charms?
have got to go.
Anyone?
I've got stuff to do.
Anyone? Hmm? I am afraid it is too late to study now.
We'll like wait out the cutscene and then we'll turn it off, I think.
My, the summer months must have
It's
really
probably going
taken
to
a
set us
toll on
back
you all.
afterwards as well.
By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm?
To be fair, the spell I would most want to learn is Accio because I'm always losing stuff. It would be so easy to just be like,
It seems
Accio,
that we're in
please.
dire need of review. Everyone get
Accio,
into pairs
please.
and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks
Accio,
to use
Asper, and
as the
Halo.
blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
I thought you meant those cows were evil looking. No, I do think some of them are evil looking, I won't lie. Yeah. Yeah, I know. So. Did that work?
Accio!
Nice!
That is not bad. You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential.
I like how I do one thing and they're like, oh, you're a swift learner. You're going to rival this student who's been here for 4.5 years.
Might just rival Miss Onai here.
But to be fair, Natty has not been here for 4.5 years, I don't think.
Well, as you all seem to have the basics down and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Every time I see Sebastian and Poppy together, I'm like, is there something going on there? Even though I'm like, no, there's not. But no, we won't leave that there. But thanks for joining me. This has been fun. And excited to see what else comes of this Hogwarts journey. Oh, Kira, you're not wearing your weave.